The Toronto Blue Jays have had a relatively difficult season so far, currently in 5th place in the AL East as of the time of the All-Star break when this video is coming out. However, they do have some pretty intriguing trade chips should they decide to do a rebuild, or in a term coined by former Flyers general manager Chuck Fletcher, aggressively retool, which to me seems the direction the Blue Jays are going. With that being said, one of their most valuable assets is going to be left-hander Yusei Kikuchi, who has had an interesting season so far. He's pitched really well. He's had stretches of dominance, he's had stretches of struggle. He just struck out 13 against the Giants. And there's a lot of teams that need a left-handed starting pitcher. With that being said, here's a look at 5 trades for Yusei Kikuchi. The first team I want to talk about as a fit for Kikuchi would be the San Diego Padres. The San Diego Padres have had a tumultuous first half, and their roster has been in constant flux due to an ongoing glut of injuries, heavily hitting their rotation. Joe Musgrove is out until August, Yu Darvish is out indefinitely because of the restricted list, and internal reinforcements like Adam Major have been unable to find their groove at the big league level. The team is currently rolling with a 4-man rotation of Randy Vasquez, Matt Waldron, Dylan Cease, and Michael King, and you can't roll with a 4-man rotation ideally, especially if some of these guys are unproven. So, I see the Padres as a natural fit for someone like Yusei Kikuchi. He does seem like a prime candidate for the Padres pitching lab, a player who can rediscover some of his best stuff under pitching coach Ruben Niebla, and the Padres have not had a single start from a left-hander this season. The last time they got a start from a left-hander was September 27th of 2023. So, the Padres could definitely look to be a team in the Yusei Kikuchi sweepstakes, and they have the farm system to pull it off. Next possible fit for Yusei Kikuchi is the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers have been a team that has been very resourceful when it comes to finding innings for their rotation. Now, in the month of July, their rotation has been performing very middle of the pack. They rank 15th overall, according to Fangraphs. However, when we really filter that out through innings, the Brewers' rotation ranks 19th. So they clearly need more innings from their starters. They've been using a blend of Jarrett Koenig and Brian Hudson as openers, and it works, but at the same time, those are 2 of your better left-handed arms coming out of and you're using them in the first and second innings, which makes sense, but guys like Tobias Myers have been overperforming their statistics. So if I'm Milwaukee, you already made a deal for Aaron Savale, which is smart. But if you really want to make a run for that division crown, which you have a lead on, but the Cardinals are coming up pretty much behind you, if you're the Brewers, you make a deal for Yusei Kikuchi. The Brewers do have a strong farm system. They do have Major League ready and near Major League ready pieces that could facilitate a trade like this. So, now I'm not doing trade hypotheticals, but the Brewers do seem like a team whose farm system, what they have there, lines up with some of the Blue Jays' more pressing needs. The final National League team I will be discussing for Yusei Kikuchi is the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, the Los Angeles Dodgers are having an incredible season that cannot be denied. Their hitters are hitting, their star hitters are hitting when they're in the lineup. Mookie Betts has been out, and they've lacked lineup depth throughout the season. However, we're not talking about their lineup, we're talking about their pitching, and their pitching staff has been wrecked by injuries. They sent down Bobby Miller, who struggled after returning from injury. Their best starter this year has been Gavin Stone and Tyler Glasnow, who both don't really have the longest track records of health in the minors and in their past major league experiences. So getting someone like Yusei Kikuchi, who has shown durability throughout his major league career, is pretty good to bolster a rotation that's missing Yamamoto, they're missing someone else. I'm blanking on the name. I'll throw the name on screen. Aside from, what are the Dodgers going to do? They have a farm system that is incredible, so they definitely have the needs to make a deal to get Yusei Kikuchi, and I think that they do a lot of solid work with pitching. I mean, they had James Paxton return to form for about 2 months, so I think they could get 2 solid months out of Kikuchi. I just don't think they should trade that Kershaw kid that's down in the minors for them. Don't trade that guy. Moving to the American League, we've got 2 teams to discuss, the first of which is the Cleveland Guardians. The Cleveland Guardians have been the biggest surprise of the season for me, personally, in terms of the AL. I had no idea what to expect from them this season, and they are doing really, really well. I mean, there's not much more I can say about them. Their lineup is hitting, they're getting production out of unexpected places. I mean, who thought Ben Lively would be pitching this well? Now, some of their rotation mainstays have struggled, as Logan Allen and Tristan McHenry both have ERAs over 5. And they're both currently in AAA. So this team, if they want to make a run and they don't just want to get to the division series, if they want to make a run, they're going to need another starting pitcher. And I think Yusei Kikuchi might be that guy for them. They need a pitcher who has strikeout stuff, and Cleveland has shown they can get the most out of pitchers. I mean, Ben Lively, again, back to Ben Lively. He was atrocious in Cincinnati last season. He comes to Cleveland this season. He's been absolutely incredible for them. So, I think Yusei Kikuchi is a very likely possibility for Cleveland. It seems that there may have already been reports on him being linked to the Guardians. It just makes sense on paper, and the Cleveland Guardians have one of the most underrated farm systems in all of baseball. So, I think this fit could work. It's just the pieces do line up for that. It's just a question of what will the package be. And the final team I want to talk about is the Houston Astros. There's no doubt that this team needs starting pitching. This team has rebounded after a terrible start to the year, and they are chasing down the Mariners for that division title. However, their starting pitching has kind of been an issue. They're without JP France. They're without Lance McCullers, Luis Garcia, Jose Urquidy. That's almost a full rotation right there. Justin Verlander's been in and out of the rotation with injuries. And this team could really use a guy who can go out there every fifth day. They don't need another Verlander trade like they did last season. They just need a starter. They can plug into this rotation that can go every fifth day. Yusei Kikuchi is going to fit that bill for the Astros. And I don't think the Astros have gotten very many innings out of left-handed starters akin to the Padres. Same issue. They haven't really gotten a lot of left-handed innings. So I think that the Astros make sense. And Kikuchi has experience in the American League West as well, as he was at the Mariners for 3 seasons. I think Kikuchi to the Astros is a logical fit as well on paper. And the Astros, while they don't have the strongest of farm systems going into the trade deadline, I think they can get creative because they have a lot of young, controllable starting pitching, which is something that the Blue Jays desperately need. So even if you have to trade away a guy like a JP France or one of these other guys like a Jake Bloss who's nearly Major League ready, I think Toronto and Houston, they've made deals like this before, and I think they can definitely line up to get a deal that gets the Astros a starting pitcher for the rest of the season and gets the Blue Jays some controllable starting pitching help. And there we have it. There's 5 trade fits for Yusei Kikuchi. He's going to be one of the most sought-after starting pitchers on the market. Those are just 5 teams that I think, teams that are really going to go after a guy like him, that he fills some of their bigger needs in these teams' rotations. And these teams just have the farm systems that I believe could make for the most, I don't want to say even trade, but that can make for the best fit for a trade. Thank you all very much for watching. We have currently 10 days until the trade deadline, and call me crazy, but I'm trying to put out one video every single day until the trade deadline. So we'll see how that goes. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. I've got other videos that you can see on screen. Again, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. This is Standard Baseball, signing off.